Can you give us some numbers about your position in Europe?
With respect to, if we compare with France Telecom and Telefonica, the other big integrated players, we were already without the OT group number one on revenues. And now taking into account OT on DT figures, we will be on EBITDA and free cash flow much closer to the other two.
Eine Frage an Herrn Merkhoff. Glauben Sie, dass die Investitionen in Südosteuropa von der ökonomischen Krise bedroht werden?
Just to repeat the question, what is the effect of the financial crisis currently within the region on Deutsche Telekom figures and the figures in the whole region? What we've seen so far is that the telecom industry is quite resilient to the crisis that is going on, and we hope that it will continue like that. For sure, what we've seen is that some currencies are really, in the exchange to the euro, are going down, which is something we will have to take care of, we will have to watch closely. But on the other hand, the most important part is that operationally the companies continue on a good basis, and what we experience so far is that the crisis does not affect telecommunications so badly. Deutsche Telekom, on the other hand, with the financial figures full year, we already published them, we managed our financial turnaround successfully. As you can see, especially on the results and cash flow from 2005 to 2006, there was a dip, a downward turn, but we managed to get it around. EBITDA and revenue going up and free cash flow as well, up to a level of 7 billion, and the adjusted net income now at 3.4 billion. So all positive trends throughout the year 2008. But it's not only the P&L and the cash flow figures, the balance sheet ratios are very strong as well. Compared to our comfort zone ratios, we are always at the lower end compared to net debt to EBITDA. The gearing and the equity ratio are always towards the best. And in times of a financial crisis, this is more important than it ever was. Deutsche Telekom currently has liquidity reserves, means a bank credit lines we can access all the time of around 20 billion euros. And I can remember situations, especially in 2002, where it was exactly the opposite way around. There was a lot of money on the market, but we couldn't access it, as most of the telecom companies spent it over the years on licenses and acquisitions. And now we are in a situation where the market doesn't have money, but Deutsche Telekom has access to around 20 billion liquidity reserves. So there is a sound financial foundation for this partnership to grow. Nevertheless, how does it come that we have such strong financials? Financials don't come out of the blue. They have to be embedded in a strategy. And we delivered on our strategy with the 4 building blocks. You can see here, over the last 2 years, we created that strategy when René Overman took over as a CEO. And the 4 building blocks are improved competitiveness in Germany and the Southeastern European region. Especially in the fixed line business in Germany, we were suffering a lot 2.5 years ago. Our market share for broadband retail net adds was in certain periods below 10%. We brought it up to 45% net add share now over the last 6 quarters. On the other hand, we succeeded in IPTV, pretty successful. We have around 500,000 entertained packages we sold last year in Germany. Mobile Germany gained back revenue market leadership. We lost it a couple of years ago, and we not only won that back from Vodafone, on the other hand, we stayed on profitability levels that are quite reasonable, so it was not bought market leadership. We really gained it back by successful campaigns. Service, on the other hand, telecom companies or former incumbents are not always known to be leading in service, and our whole industry is not known to be leading in service. We developed and worked pretty hard on our service KPIs and measures behind to gain back customers that already left Deutsche Telekom. And if you look, for example, on single contract resolution rate, means if you call Deutsche Telekom and you have a problem, in how many cases you get a resolution of everything in the first contact you're doing. we are at T-Mobile Germany at a level of 83%. And the reachability and availability of all our call centers, especially in the fixed line business, got improved a lot as well. So within the first 20 seconds that you reach somebody on the phone and are not waiting for longer, we improved that factor quite significantly. That led by the end of the day to the factor that in Q4 last year, for the first time, we won back more customers from our competitors in Germany, customers that already left DT in years before, than we lost to our competition. That was a pretty successful figure that we mainly realized by improving our service constantly over time. Second building block, grow abroad with mobile. Mobile still is the growth engine of the business. Double-digit growth rates we have seen so far for last year in the Central and Eastern European region, as we called it beforehand. Poland, Czech, Hungary, Croatia, Slovakia, Fyrom and Montenegro in total grew by more than 10% in revenues. The US, even bigger, they grew about 13.5% on revenues. Mobilize the internet, as already seen with a demonstrator this morning as well. Mobile data revenue growth 45% in Europe, still small numbers, but rapid growth, 19% in the US. We had the new devices like the iPhone 3G in Germany out and the G1 exclusively in the US and UK. Data customer growth, 2.1 million new Web and Walk customers and 2.7 million new MyFace customers show what we mean with mobilize the internet. The last building block, and this is something our other integrated competitors do not have like that, is build network-centric ICT. With T-Systems, we have a branch in our business that is focusing on network-centric ICT solutions for large-scale customers. We have more than 46,000 employees here, and in the last year we won deals like Shell with a scope where we do the outsourcing of the network and of data centers, of a scope of more than 1 billion euros. The whole international business, network-centric, grew by approximately 7.5%. We're, again, in this business where you have to do a lot of offshoring capacity in India and other countries to be competitive on prices, we signed a cognizant partnership where we can now have benefits from even Indian offshoring to be competitive on pricing. Again, a strategy is not always there to remain forever, and as I already told you, we had to adjust our board structure to the new structure of the group. But we not only introduced Southern Eastern Europe as one board membership, the second thing we refocused with our new board structure is on a stronger COO function, Chief Operating Officer function, to get the products and innovation, technology and IT and procurement across Europe stronger coordinated and better done.